All right, guys, it is the start of day 8 on the 30-day Thrash for my 55 Chevy 4-door project. I'm already 8 days in now, and I just can't believe it. Like, I don't feel like I got much done, but I guess technically I did. I got the axle in, and a lot of stuff got painted and reinstalled. Lots of stuff got rebuilt. It just took hours and hours to make the stuff look kind of nice. And this is just going to be a driver, so, I don't care about longevity on how long the spray paint lasts, because we all know that ain't gonna last very long, but at least it looks good sitting here, so it looks good on video, we'll say. But anyway, I've got a couple of things planned today. I would like to have a bigger outlook of more stuff I want to do, but the reality is I probably won't make it that far, because if you've been following the videos, I spend 2 hours cleaning one little part just before I spray paint it. So anyway, I want to get the brake drums blasted and painted today. I'm just going to spray paint them, so it's not going to take that long. The wheels, that is the last thing I need, is the wheels. That way I can get my brand new tires mounted and get them installed on the frame. That way this frame's back as a roller again. Because I'm going to be swapping out the body for the chassis in this bay of the garage, because once I start doing the metalwork and bodywork on that, I want to be able to keep it in here. I'm still going to push it outside to do the work, but I want to be able to keep that body in here, because like right now I've got part of that quarter panel down to bare metal, and if it rains it's going to surface rust it, which I don't care. I can sand it all back off. But anyway, so I got work to do to the wheels. The brake drums aren't going to be that big a deal unless they're pretty bad. I may have to take them down, have them turned, which would kind of suck, because that's going to be 2 trips to town that I really don't want to do. But anyway, these wheels, I showed them before. They've got some pretty bad gouges from somebody putting their hubcaps on, and they're rusty down in there. I've already sanded this level, but those would show in the paint, so I've got to fix them. So it's basically got to do body work on these rims, all 4 of them. And I think I've decided I'm going to go ahead and blast just the hoop area right here, and I may try to hand sand this. It depends on how easy this paint comes off these rims. If this comes off really, really easy, I might go ahead and blast the entire wheel. But the worst part about blasting a stock steel wheel is the center to the hoop. It always has a rolled edge to it right here, it seems like, and that blast media always gets stuck down in there. So it is hard as hell to get out of there. Like you can stick your 130 psi air blower right there and it won't take it out of there. It just, like when you're blasting at the media, will just wedge down in there. So usually I have to take a little pocket flat blade screwdriver or a pocket knife and dig and dig and dig. So that's why I never really like blasting these things. I like doing them by hand. But in the case of these, I need to get the rust out of these gouge marks before I put putty on there, because if you putty over rust, it's just going to end up bubbling in it over time and let loose. So I need to do that. I don't think I'm going to worry about the back. Only bought 1 bag of media, so I just don't know how far it's going to go. Probably not very, but if seems like I may have enough at the end, I may go ahead and just kind of lightly hit this back here. But otherwise, I'm really not going to worry about it. I'm thinking about using POR 15 on the back of the wheels, because you can paint over rust with that stuff. I'll clean them up a little bit, smooth them out a little bit, but I'm not going to, spend that much time on the back side of them, because, at the end of the day, it's not a show car. I really don't care. You're only going to see this front side anyway. But, the hubcaps that I have for this car are the original 210 hubcaps, so they just go on the center right here, and these are the little keepers to hold the cap on. So like from here all the way out, all this is going to be visible. So this needs to look pretty good. Not gonna make it perfect, just it needs to be pretty good. I'm going to leave the weld seam here and here, but I've actually never noticed weld seams in there like that. This has 3 of them. Holy crap, I never noticed that. I always thought they just had 1. Anyway, I definitely got to fix the gouges, so I don't know. I may end up fixing that since there's 3 of those now. God dang it. I always make myself more work, man. Son of a gun. I'm going to get started. Alright guys, so I got my little blast area fixed up here with some old plastic laid down. Put my new bag of media in, and I actually started to blast the entire wheel, but it is a little tough trying to take that paint off, so I'm not going to mess with it, trying to get it all off. I'm trying to concentrate mainly on the scratch marks, and it's still not getting them completely, bare metal in that area. I guess I'm gonna have to go over a little bit harder, but It does have little sharp parts of metal I'm feeling. I got one with my finger a while ago, right there. Got a little spot sticking up right there. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, so I'm gonna, I guess, try to blast in there a little bit more, but I've still got 2 more wheels to go. I'm not gonna blast the entire thing. I'm just gonna blast that area that I got a putty. That way it'll be clean. So I did get the brake drums blasted inside and out. I ran some 80 grit sandpaper over the surface area where the shoes were gonna ride. They probably could use being turned, you know, on a machine, but I'm just not going to mess with it because the reality is this drum breaks. I don't really care. But anyway, I used Duplicolor engine enamel gloss black on the outside, and this gloss black paint, wintertime is awesome. Cool weather is awesome, but when it's 100 degrees outside midsummer, you can't get this stuff to lay down good. It's just, it goes on kind of grainy and foggy looking. It you know, it needs to be cooler weather because it's drying too quick is what it is. But what I ended up doing was I used header paint on the inside of the drum, on the inside in here. So it's all flat black in there, but that'll keep all that from re-rusting. And, well, I mean, for a little while. It's not going to last forever, obviously, it's spray paint. But anyway, I took lacquer thinner on a paper towel and I went around the area where the shoes are going to ride. This one has just a little bit of a groove showing in it. It's not terrible, but it's good enough. I don't care. And then this one, it has a little bit of ridge right here, just a little bitty one, but I don't care. But anyway, at least they're, you know, clean of all rust and painted up. So I've used regular Krylon spray paint on brake drums before and it's never bubbled it off or nothing. And you know, brake drums get pretty hot, so you know, it's lasted with regular Krylon. I know the engine paint will work, but I kind of assumed on the inside of that brake drum where the shoes would actually ride, it probably gets hotter in there. But that's why I used header paint, because I already had some here. I had about a half a can, so it just ended up working out. I'm getting there. All right, guys, it was pretty late in the day. It's about 4:30 p.m., but I'm gonna go ahead and get my putty out and just go crazy with spreading that stuff out on this things. But so I got the main area up here where all the scuffs were, the scratch marks, got that pretty much blasted, and then I done a lot of it by hand, and then I used this little electric sander with 80 on it, and I went around this face edge here because it had lots of nicks in it, man. Really bad on all 4. So I ended up kind of working it real nice on this outer bead since it's going to be visible. But you know, I got them pretty nice. I mean, there's still little nicks and stuff, but I don't care. Just as long as the main wheel looks pretty clean. But anyway, I ended up having to use one of my little 50 Rolox down in here real light and rough some of them up and smooth them up a little bit because it did have some high spots and spots that try to take your skin off. But anyway, I got a lot of putty work to do, man, oh man. So I worked on all the bead part of the wheel on both sides as well. Make sure the new tires are going to seal up good. But I did find some pitting pretty bad in a couple of them. These where I got these, that car had been sitting out there in that yard for a long time, and it had flat tires and sunk in the ground. So there's one of them that actually pitted it really bad right in here. It's not really anything you're going to see, but I'm going to go ahead and putty it so it'll level it out and help the tire seal. But man, what a mess. I knew these were going to be a lot of work. That's why I was putting it off. But I'll get it eventually. Anyway, go in here and get some more sandpaper and get after it some more. All right, guys, it's the end of day 8. I am wore out again. Fingertips are raw from sanding filler, but I got quite a bit done actually today. Well, doesn't seem like it, but I did. So anyway, the drums got blasted and painted inside and out. I just got them set on there. I don't have any of the brake hardware stuff or the shoes in there yet. I glued the sleeve piece on here with weather strip adhesive. I want to keep it right there where it's at because it's up against the spindle, and just in case it gets up on the spindle nut, it'll be protected. So I slid this out of the way. I used wax and grease remover on a paper towel and wiped it down real good, and then smeared that all over there and then slid that back on it. So I did both sides, so that's locked on there now, so I'm happy with that. I got my brand new tires out of my shed for, you know, I would say probably early next week sometime. I'll be taking my wheels down to get them mounted and the tires put on the rims, and then I can come back and make this thing a roller. Then it's time to start on the body. So I got the wheels kind of sandblasted. I mean, I sandblasted pretty much the hoop area out here, and I kind of roughed over all this. I just didn't have enough media, and I didn't want to spend the time trying to blast each center because it would have taken a lot more time. So anyway, I've got to primer these pretty heavy with some filler primer, and then I'll go back and sand it all. Then I'll just paint them. But you know, where these rims are put together, they got some seams, and I guess they're put together there. Heck, I don't know. But anyway, there's actually 3 seams in this one, which is one there, and one there. But anyway, I tried filling all that stuff a little bit. Looks like I missed 2 little spots here, missed a couple spots here. I filled in the numbers and the stuff, but they're still kind of visible. But I think the high build primer will take care of a lot of it. So I pretty much got these 2. These are ready for primer. These 2 are not. I've got it all wiped on. I used my finger and just smeared it all on there, but it is all cured. But I need to go through and sand it, and I'm done, man. It's 6 p.m. I am sore, and I'm really hungry, and my wife's gone to her mom's, so I got to go in there and find something for me and the dog to eat. So I'm gonna clean up my mess, and then I guess tomorrow I'll try to finish them 2 wheels, get them sanded, and then I'll put some high build 2K primer on them and let them set a couple of days, and then I'll sand them and spray them dudes. So that's pretty much it, guys. I guess really wasn't that whole lot of work. Huh. Golly. I don't know how you can work all day and just not get very much done, but I'm gifted that way, I guess. Thanks for watching.